So good old Teddy Brown asked me to review a movie called The Deaths of Ian Stone, which is one of the 8 films to die for from I think it was year 1. I don't know. I have all 4 years there, so I was like, okay, cool. He requested it, and I jumped right on it because he really enjoys the movie, of course, and he wants me to chat about it. And he said, you can do it for Monster Monday and this and that. And I was going to. I was like, oh, cool, I'll do it for Monster Monday. And I threw it on, and unfortunately, as a lot of times happens, I really didn't care for the movie all that much. I had seen it before, and I remember thinking it was okay, and this time I actually thought a little less of it than I did that time. But I do want to say this. I think I've figured Teddy out. So, Teddy, I know you're watching. I get it. I'm not saying it's with all films, but I get Teddy Brown now. What it is Teddy likes uniqueness and originality, something he's never seen before, a unique spin on something. Because all the films that he's shown or requested to me, I watch them and I'm like, there's a very interesting, intriguing plot to this. Like, the people who behind this made something that I have not seen before, or it's a new spin on something I've seen before, whatever. So I think he likes the originality of things so much that he actually looks past the quality of things. Like, that's so important to him, and he's so enthused with the fact that that's happening, that he just, he gets excited and he wants to share it with people. And I completely understand that. I've been in that spot where I'm like, the premise of this is so fucking cool that I almost forgive the film for not being all that well done. So The Deaths of Ian Stone, from what I remember, I watched it a few days ago, and I don't even have my notes here. I'm not going to get into some spoiler discussion of it. I will talk some spoilers from what I remember off the top of my head here, but so there's Ian Stone, of course, and he dies a bunch. And within this film, instead of a Groundhog's Day type scenario where he dies and he wakes up and it's the same day over and over and over again, and he's trying to, break that loop, a la Happy Death Day, Russian Doll. It's been done plenty times. With this one, he wakes up and he has a completely different life each time he wakes up, but there are some reoccurring elements to them, like specific characters, women specifically, and other background characters, guys that he was on a hockey team with and whatnot. And of course, I can relate to the hockey team stuff because I played hockey when I was growing up. So when it started with hockey, I was like, hey, I don't know, I don't feel like I see enough ice hockey in movies. That makes him tough immediately, right? But the problem with this film is, okay, first off, this film looks horrible. It is completely mute-toned, drained of color, and not in an artistic, cool way. There's plenty of films where I've seen that style. This looks rough. This looks cheap. This looks washed out. It looks awful. So right there off the bat, I just despise the way I think this film is ugly as fuck. So that hurts right there. Now, the girls in this are not ugly as fuck. They're beautiful. But the film itself, whew, man, ugly ass fucking movie to look at. The plot. So the idea, the concept, kind of going back to the Teddy syndrome here. The concept, cool, sure. Yeah, I like this. I like that he wakes up in a different life every day. It reminds me of the movie Dark City, which I'm a big fan of Dark City. I like Alex Proyas, right? Is that his name? I like his work with The Crow and Dark City, and he's got that really cool style to him. That's really dark and muted and whatnot, but it's stylish and cool, and it's on purpose. This just looks shitty. But the plot just contradicts itself right and left. There's so many conveniences. There's so many moments where you're like, wait, what? If that was so, then why is this? Like this guy who keeps trying to tell him what's going on, and he finds out that he is, one of them, one of the creatures that's coming after him to kill him. And the reason is because they want to keep his memory they want to keep him from remembering because he is powerful enough to kill them, and no one should be able to do that. These are these creatures that kind of live amongst us and feed off of people's fear. The fear that they have right before death is the most thirst quenching of the fear, I guess. So right before death, they suck in this drink, and it keeps them young and keeps them alive and whatever. And so they're trying to keep him at bay because they're trying to figure out how to end him, or try to figure out how he does what he does. He shouldn't be that powerful, whatever creature he is. I don't know what this thing is. It's kind of Lovecraftian in a way. The design of the creatures are pretty fucking silly in the movie. I think on paper they sound cool, but in the film they're very goofy looking. And especially when Ian Stone becomes one of them at the end, horrible. He looks so bad. It does not work at all for me. Obviously it worked for Teddy in some ways, so I don't want to, discredit his taste in this. It's fine, but I'm not going to not give you my real opinion. I'm not the kind of person that's like, you recommended me a movie and I'm just going to sit here and blow it because you recommended it. No, I will give you my honest opinion. This is not, in my opinion, a very good film. And a lot of that has to do with the fact that it's so fucking confusing and that things just don't make sense. The plot hole after plot hole after plot hole, and inconsistencies and contradictions and conveniences, and you're just like, why didn't he just tell him here all of it really fast? Or why not go after the girl in the beginning because this guy already knows? And like, there's just so many of these questions that you're like, this just doesn't make any fucking sense. And if they can just put him in a coma towards the end, why didn't they just do that from the beginning? Like, it's all just one of these movies that where you just got to take what you're given. Like, they're giving it to you and you got to be like, okay, sure. Like, I won't think about it at all. I'm just going to be along for the ride. And then sometimes I can do that. But because I wasn't caring for the film, because I don't really care for the characters, because the film's so fucking ugly, because it's so contradictory, there was just like, nope, can't do it. But the premise is cool. And I think that remade and with a better script, I think it could be cool. So, Teddy, there you go. I didn't give you the full breakdown here, but I hope that you... I hope you got enough out of this. I'm guessing you rewatched this recently as well, so you can chat with me down below and tell me what the fuck was going on in these scenes, because I just don't get it. Maybe I'm dumb, like I was with Blackcoat's daughter, right? I couldn't figure one of the things out in that. You think it was so fucking obvious, and it is now that I see it, but as I said, it was a casting trick, and I don't like when they do that. You can't cast people around similar ages and only skip like 2 years ahead and then use this person over here to play this person and it be a big twist. No, that person would still look like this person. You didn't need another person. You just tricked me with a casting. That's not fucking a twist. That's trickery. Anyway, all right, guys. Adios.